This is an update to my idler wheel fix for my Ron's recumbent bike. As a recap, this idler wheel here used to look like this idler wheel here. It was mounted on the lower tube. There was a bracket here that it was mounted to. And what had happened was is the chain had jumped on me and got caught underneath here while I was riding. And what had happened then was it ended up torquing up that idler wheel and snapping off the bracket. So this was the fix for it. I never used my granny gear, but I decided to use it, and when I did, I realized that the chain drags against this L bracket. So I decided I had to fix this. I believe originally the length of these bolts was the reason I put it in this position. I think if I was going to flip it, there was the reasoning was that there was this gap in here and was going to cause some interference trying to get it all together. So it was just easy enough to mount it in this position because of this gap. So I took it apart, and just to show you what the setup is like, there's a bolt that goes through to the end. I'm using a nut with a nylon insert that locks in place. There's a washer here at this end and at the other end. Inside the tubing, there's some clear vinyl tubing that goes over the bolt. It slips into the tube. The outside dimensions of the tube is 3/4 of an inch. And then get a ruler here and show you the length of this. The bolt is approximately 4.25, maybe 4.5 inches long. Anywhere between 4 and 4.5 inches get you what you need if you got to do something like this. The eye bolts, I ran a nut all the way to the end of the threaded section. That's how I'm going to use it in the new configuration. I used to use just this one bracket. I made a second one. And the length of the eye bolt for the threaded section is 1 3/4 inches. And I'm also going to use a chunk of vinyl for a bail I'm going to make. Just happen to have it laying around the house. It's similar to the vinyl tubing that I used inside of here to go, the bolt to slip into and to slip into the tube. I'm also reusing this chunk of wood. Now that chunk of wood used to sit between the bracket and the tube. Now it's going to sit between both of these brackets here, and it's just to keep it from being limiting the compression once I start tightening things down. Here is the new position. You can see I've got plenty of room for the rear and the rear derailleur cables to slip on by. Once I tighten everything up and get this up into place, there's plenty of room for that. So that's what I did. I tightened everything up, and then I realized that the front brake cable is behind everything, and it rubs against this idler wheel. So there's no clearance at all here for this. So here's another angle of it. You can see it rubbing. There's just no room in there. Even with this thing tightened up where it needs to be, it's just going to be a problem. So what I ended up doing was repositioning the idler wheel fix behind the brake cable. The brake cable on the right there, you can see it with the blue like tie wrap around it. And here you can see now Even the noodle gets by that idler wheel. Not that I'm going to turn it that far, but I don't have to worry about it if I got to turn the wheel that direction. So underneath here, you can see the two eye bolts, and they just hold this whole thing in place by the torque on each direction of it. And I use a nut. The nut on one side, I leveled it out so it was going even. This is the setup for the bail. I filed these holes here for the eye bolts to go through, and took a rat tail file here and filed it. And that's the clamp down on this tubing. And this, I'm going to use this piece of plastic here as well. And this is just like off of a piece of boat trim laying around, and this is just all stuff laying around the house. Is what I made this up out of. Here it is. You can see I've got a couple nuts and some washers, and I also use lock threader on it to pinch this down. In the back here, you can see that piece of plastic to help lever down on it. Here it is, the full bail. It goes right underneath it. Now the chain will still has got enough slack in it that it can go all the way down, but I'm not worried about it. I think if it goes this way, it's just going to slip back. I mean, at the worst, it's just going to slip behind it, so everything's fine. So, and the bail seems pretty strong. I tie wrapping it to that L bracket just to give extra, locking it down a little bit extra. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you got this problem, maybe here's a fix for you. If you have a moment, please go visit my friends over at Ocean Conservation Namibia. They're helping seals that are entangled in the crap that gets thrown into the ocean. So they're helping the seals, they're helping the ocean, they're keeping the ocean healthy for you, for me, for the seals, for everyone. So please go visit them, watch their videos, like their videos, share their videos. Contribute if you can. They also have some merchandise that they're trying to sell to help support their cause. So please go visit them. I think you'll find it uplifting, at least the part about them helping and the results of their helping. You get to see it and watch it. And so it's kind of exciting too. So thanks. Please go watch them. I'll put a link in the description below. So have a good day.